Hello everybody and welcome inside Cliff Keen Arena here on the campus of the University of Michigan for WCBN sports coverage of Michigan Volleyball. Tonight is the third game of the Michigan Invitational, the Wolverines' first game. They will be taking on the North Carolina Wolfpack in just a few moments. I am Austin Falco. Alongside me for the beginning of this match at the very least is Peter Monahan. Peter, how are you doing this evening getting ready for this Power 5 ACC Big Ten matchup?
I'm doing great, Austin. Thank you for asking. I'm really excited for this matchup. Like we discussed prior to the broadcast, 7-2 Wolverines are facing the 4-5 Wolfpack here, and 4-5 might not seem like a lot here, but they've won 4 straight after going 0-5, so it should be a good one.
NC State definitely coming in hot. Michigan looking to hold home floor. They have yet to record a home loss yet this season. As I mentioned, hosting the Michigan Invitational this weekend. Tonight they play the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Tomorrow at, I believe, 11 a.m. Eastern Time will be the Milwaukee, the opponent for Michigan. That one we will not have for you on WCBN Sports, but we do have a treat for you tomorrow night. Michigan takes on Cincinnati to conclude the Michigan Invitational. That game at 7:30 Eastern Time. Not only will we have it for you here on youtube.com/WCBN Sports and on WCBNsports.org, that will be broadcast live on the airwaves, 88.3 WCBN all across Southeast Michigan. So tune in for that one tomorrow night. And as you mentioned, we have a great one on tap for you. Michigan starting lineup being announced at the moment. It's Claire Kiefer-Wright, Mackenzie Welsh. Jenna Lurg is the libero for the day. Deja Lambert trotting out now. Of course, the court lined with 8th graders and under. In Cliff Keen Arena tradition, they will greet Cindy Wetterstrom now as she is announced and comes on to the court. We have a pretty full house here today at Cliff Keen. The student section is full. It was free t-shirt day here at Cliff Keen. And as far as the general admission seats, pretty full also. I estimated about 80% full there. And the seats just below us here in the Cliff Keen press box.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like a full house tonight, Austin, and it looks like the crowd's just as excited as we are for this matchup between two talented teams. Of course, Michigan ranked number 21 right now, and Cincinnati, while not ranked, they are close to being ranked. I don't know. I think it should be a real nice match, Austin.
The conclusion of Michigan's starting lineup is Corey Crocker and Carly Scott. For the Wolfpack, the starting lineup looks as follows. Caitlin Kearney is the middle blocker. It looks like it's number 10. Remember the number 20 there. Lauren Terry also out on the court, listed as a middle blocker, but listed playing the outside to start this one. Melissa Evans, the talented freshman, will also start for the Wolfpack. Julia Brown, the talented senior, and the NC State single season kill leader. That's Julia Brown. She set the record just last season when she was first team All-ACC and had 489 kills. The rest of the starting lineup for the Wolfpack. Libero for them today is number 2, Grace Irvin. Number 4, Kylie Pickrell is the setter. And in the back row there, it looks like Cassie Casper. Oh no, that's actually Mackenzie Cookmanner will be starting in the back row for the Wolfpack. So we are getting ready to go here. Looks to be Michigan serving first. It'll be Carly Scott starting things off. She has the ball. Our referees are ready. And time for some volleyball here at Cliff Keen Arena. Scott gets the okay. Bounces the ball on the ground a few times. And the serve. Return ball for the Wolfpack. The set, the spike, a little touch pass there. Michigan is going to return this. It's Deja Lambert. She puts it down. 1-0 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yeah, it's definitely a good start there, Austin, especially with the failed dig by the Wolfpack.
So it'll be Scott serving once again here with Michigan up 1-0. The jump serve. Barely returned by NC State. Close set to the net there. They're able to get it over and returned by Michigan, and it's Corey Crocker putting it down in the middle this time. Michigan hops out to a 2-0 lead here to begin things. Good start from Michigan. A couple of sloppy returns here. NC State trying to figure out Carly Scott's serve. She goes again here. This one's a little bit easier to handle. The set is up, and that one is down off the block. That's Melissa Evans, the freshman. We talked about how talented she is. Coming into tonight's matchup, already a 111 kills in her true freshman season. So the score 2-1 now in favor of Michigan. It'll be libero Grace Irvin serving. It's Lurg. And then off the set from Welsh, it's Corey Crocker, but that one goes out. No tip, according to all 4 referees on the court. And this one is tied up at 2. Grace Irvin bounces the ball close to the ground, stands plenty far back from the end line and puts it over. It's Lurg to Welsh with the bump set. And Lambert puts it down. She went cross court near the Big Ten logo on our bottom right corner of our view. And Michigan takes a 3-2 lead.
That was very nice placement there. I don't think the Wolfpack saw that coming at all.
After Lambert went down the line earlier, she went cross there, and it's Jenna Lurg serving now. It's an overpass here from NC State. Michigan has a chance. Welsh, and a back row attempt there from Carly Scott goes over. And after a quick back and forth there, it's going to be put down by NC State's number 15, the middle blocker, Caitlin Kearney. A little bit of chaos there. It looked like both teams confused, messed up a little bit as they put it over. So it'll be tied up 3-3 here in the early going. And it's Cassie Casper now coming in to serve. The lefty puts it over. Nice soft serve. It'll be Scott to Welsh. And that one is blocked and kept alive by NC State. The set there. Tries for the touch shot, but denied by number 15, Sydney Wetterstrom. Looked like Claire Kiefer-Wright was also in on the action.
Very nice team block there by the Wolverines. It seemed like they had that set figured out pretty well.
And it'll be Kaylee Hamaker coming in now to serve for Michigan. She puts it over. It's returnable for the Wolfpack. Bumped high in the air. The set. And this one's close to the net. Michigan's going to get a free ball here. And it's a back row spike there from Carly Scott. And that one is deflected well out of bounds. Carly Scott bringing the thunder from the back row, and Michigan leads by a score of 5-3.
Carly Scott definitely playing very well tonight. She really brought her A game.
And a brief moment of indecision there. As the serve now goes over, and the not going to be able to be returned. That is an ace from Kylie Hamaker. Looked like it was off of number 6, Cassie Casper, who was brought in to serve and play that back row. Just couldn't handle that serve. The umbrella formation return from NC State. They are able to return this one, and the spike is dug out by Scott. She digs another time here. The set is up to Lambert, and it is off of the pole. It is will be off of NC State first. So that'll go down as a kill there for Adasia Lambert. Michigan up 7-3 now. Maybe Hamaker still serving for the Wolverines. This one is going to go just over the end line and out. So a service error there gives NC State a point, and the serve score now sits at 7-4 Michigan. It'll be Julia Brown, the senior, serving for NC State. And not able to be returned here from Scott. Had some funky spin on it, or maybe a little indecision between Scott and Lurg in the back row, as that one's going to bounce out. And an ace there from Julia Brown, 7-5. Brown to serve again. She spins and puts it over. Scott able to return this one, but Welsh goes for the dump, and she is able to sneak it through the block of NC State and put it down.
Wolverines are able to have nice placement there, but Julia Brown is having a nice season. She just recently joined the 1,000 kill club, and she is just one of 3 active players in the ACC with that stat.
And her counterpart, number 11, Adasia Lambert, going for the serve. She hits it into the top of the net. So another service there, 2 straight for Michigan. The score now 8-6 in favor of the Maize and Blue. It'll be Caitlin Kearney now serving for the Wolfpack. She puts it up, the jump serve goes over, and a nice dig there. And it's going to be a free ball for NC State as a result of a tough serve to handle. Blocked there by Michigan. The serve is up, or the set is up rather again, and it is going to go out. No tip on that one. That was number 5, Bree Bailey on the hit from the left side. Michigan with a 9-6 lead sends Claire Kiefer right back to serve. There's the set from Pickrell, and the spike goes out off of the hand of Lauren Terry there.
Well, out of bounds there. It seemed like she just didn't get a good placement on the ball.
Gonna be going for a tip off the top of the Michigan defenders. Regardless, it's 10-6. Kiefer right to serve again. And this one's a tough one to handle. It'll be the libero back to field it. And number 5, Bailey, goes to hit it over and hits it too long once again. So 3 straight times the Wolfpack have hit it out without a tip. And Michigan leads 11-6. And it looks like that was just enough to force Wolfpack head coach Linda Hampton-Keith to call the first timeout of the first set here. The score, Michigan 11, NC State 6.
And also, we were talking about this before the game, but this meeting is the second time all-time Michigan and NC State will meet, the last being in 1993. So this is really a long time between matchups here, and it's nice to see what both teams have. I think both teams are looking pretty strong early. I think there were a few unforced errors, though, on the Wolfpack side, which have really led to this Michigan lead.
Yeah, you mentioned the Wolfpack started out 0-5, so we know they are capable of not quite playing up to their potential. On the flip side of that, of course, the 4-0 hot streak they are riding. If they get hot, they can definitely get hot, led by those 2-star outside hitters. There's Julia Brown and Melissa Evans, freshman-sophomore combo there. Got to imagine Evans learning a lot from the senior Brown, who, as you mentioned, is a member of the 1,000 Kill Club over at NC State. Melissa Evans looks to be well on her way here. Early in her true freshman season, she has made quite an impact. Evans already with 1 kill on the day. Brown has not had a kill yet. Did have 1 error on 3 swings. And now NC State out to try to flip this around. Trailing 11-6 is Claire Kiefer right for Michigan to serve. This one will be returned. It's Pickrell. The set, the spike. It's put down by Lauren Terry. Terry with the slide off to the right side. Makes this an 11-7 game in favor of Michigan.
And clearly an adjustment made during the timeout as she had the unforced error last time.
It is Pickrell, the setter, serving. She's a lefty. She puts it over. Scott handles it, giving it back to her by Welsh, and she puts this. It's returned by Pickrell. Off the set there and put down. That is the freshman Melissa Evans, the southpaw. Off the set from the libero, Grace Irvin. 11-8 now the score in favor of Michigan. Here's Pickrell to serve once again. Lambert to Welsh, and she dumps it over and puts it down right in the middle of all the Wolfpack defenders. Found that sweet spot right in the middle of the floor. The score 12-8.
It looks like it was one of those volleyball campfires there with everyone in the middle looking down at it.
So it'll be Welsh now to serve for Michigan. The jump serve is returnable here. It's Pickrell, sets it up. There's a block from Michigan. It'll be Lurg. Welsh, Crocker. 1-2-3, 13-8 Michigan. Crocker with the kill out of the middle once again. That's Crocker's second of the day on 3 swings. It'll be Welsh to serve again. The jump serve. It'll be returnable for the Wolfpack. It's Pickrell. And that one's going to be tipped. Welsh, Lurg. There's time to Wetterstrom. She puts it down but blocked by NC State and kept alive. And put down there by NC State. Number 5, Bree Bailey on the swing from the right side. Was able to tuck it between the Michigan block and the net. Give the Wolfpack a point. 13-9 and out. Will be Bailey back to serve for the Wolfpack. Reaches high in the air. It'll be Lurg to return it to Welsh, to Crocker. And off the tip, it's going to go over the back row of NC State for a point in favor of Michigan. 14-9 on Corey Crocker's 3rd kill already here in the early going. It'll be Carly Scott now serving. She's the one who started the game off serving for the Wolverines, and this time she puts it out by about 3 feet off that back line. Point Wolfpack 14-10. So libero Grace Irvin serving for the Wolfpack. She holds the ball in front of her, now tosses it up. And the jump serve. It'll be Lurg to Welsh. across court. Lambert with the touch. Beautiful touch on that shot. Puts it down the line. 15-10 in favor of the Wolverines. That's Lambert's 4th kill on her 4th attempt of the day.
Yeah, I mean, excellent placement by Lambert there. That was really magical.
It will be the libero Lurg now serving. NC State's going to return this one. It's Pickrell to set. And back to who other than the senior Julia Brown. She records her 1st kill of the day, slicing through the Michigan block. She is one who returned the serve and then put it down to bring NC State back within 4. The score 15-11. Now serving for the Wolfpack is Cassie Casper. She puts it over. Lambert overpasses and it's put right back down on the Michigan side. That was number 15, Caitlin Kearney, manning the middle. An emphatic spike right back in the faces of the Wolverines. Makes it a 15-12 game. It'll be Casper to serve again. It's Scott to Welsh to Wetterstrom, and she just misses out on the right side. She was trying for that line on her right, couldn't quite get it back there as it was out by about 3 or 4 inches, it appeared. So now 15-13 is the score. It's Casper still serving. Scott returns overhand, and then they go right back to Wetterstrom off the set from Welsh. She's able to go cross court and put it down for the Michigan point. 16-13 in favor of the Wolverines.
I think the Wolverines really needed that after the Wolfpack had been climbing back after their timeout there.
It'll be Kaylee Hamaker to serve for Michigan. She puts it over. Set there by Pickrell. Oh, touch pass. And not able to be handled. Claire Kiefer Wright was able to get a hand on it, but tipped it away from the rest of the Michigan defense. And that's going to be a point in favor of the Wolfpack. Score sits at 16-14 Michigan. Now back for the Wolfpack. That's Julia Brown serving, the senior. She puts it over the head of Jenna Lurg and out of bounds. Point goes to Michigan on the service error. 17-14 now the score. So the senior making a mistake. She turns it over to her counterpart number 11, Adasia Lambert, to serve, who had a service error last time, and this one she's able to keep in. It's Pickrell, and she goes right over to her middle blocker, Caitlin Kearney, on the slide play, who puts it right down in the face of Adasia Lambert. Score 17-15 now. NC State just hanging in there after going behind early. Another serve from NC State goes just out, so twice in a row, NC State with the service there. That was Caitlin Kearney, who just had that last kill. So Michigan gets another point on a service there, 18-15. We've seen a lot of those early on here. Claire Kiefer Wright does not want to have one here. Instead, it'll be an ace. Unable to be returned by the Wolfpack. It looked like it was Julia Brown in the back row who wasn't able to handle it. And the score 19-15 Michigan.
And as we head into this timeout break right here, you know, that goes down as an ace, but I think that might as well be another error for the Wolfpack. I think that was definitely playable, and I think, you know, this 19-15 Michigan lead, I don't think it's necessarily Michigan dominating, but more the Wolfpack letting themselves down. They've had a lot of errors, which I don't think really necessarily had to happen, but, you know, nonetheless, here we are.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that last serve did look very returnable here, and you expect the senior Julia Brown to be able to handle that one. Everybody makes mistakes sometimes, though. She maybe caught a little bit on her heels there, had to come up for it. Was able to get her hands on it and tip it out of bounds, but nothing clean off the topspin heavy serve from Claire Kiefer Wright.
Yeah, I think if you're a Wolfpack fan now, I think you're a little bit nervous because when you have a leader like Julia Brown, as we mentioned in the 1,000 Kill Club, one of the ACC leaders even there, you know, I think when one of your leaders on the team isn't necessarily maybe not focused or maybe not delivering what you'd expect, that can definitely lead to problems later on the game.
And we do have some red in the audience today. I'd say mostly Cincinnati. It's a little bit shorter trek from NC State, but I do see some NC State Wolfpack shirts out here, including a cute little guy here in the first row down to our right, taking in some volleyball action here at Cliff Keene. Seems to be enjoying the action even though his Wolfpack is down. It's Claire Kiefer Wright to serve for Michigan, and she puts it out for Michigan's third service error of the first set. Both teams now with 3 service errors. The score now 19-16 Michigan. It'll be Kylie Pickrell now, the setter, serving for the Wolfpack. She gets it to Lambert, Welsh, and now Scott tries to put it down. It's blocked right back at her. She sets it over the net. NC State will have a chance at it. It's swung on, and Melissa Evans puts it down. Amaker unable to dig that one out. Is too much on it there. She only had a solo block to get around, did Evans, and she did so to bring the Wolfpack back within 2, 19-17. Pickrell to serve again. This one goes just off the top tape of the net and falls back on the Wolfpack side, so that point's going to go to Michigan. Score now sits at 20-17 as the Wolfpack record their fourth service error here in the first set. Now Welsh to serve for Michigan. She puts it just barely over the end line. We're having a duel of service errors here. A couple of these haven't missed by much. A couple of them have been well long. That's a little bit of early match jitters here. Score 2018 Wolfpack. Serve goes over. It's Lurg to Welsh. To Scott on the right side, and she puts it down with a little cross court. Look, there might have been a tip on the play, but not enough to keep it from falling right smack dab in the middle of the Wolfpack side of the court. Michigan up 21-18. It'll be Scott now to serve for Michigan. She puts it up for the returnable. It's Pickrell on the set. And Evans tried with the touch pass to Deja Lambert, able to put it back on the Wolfpack side. The bump set there. And the spike by Julia Brown is returned by Lurg to Welsh to Crocker, and down it goes! Corey Crocker with another kill here in the first set. That's her 4th. And Michigan now 3 points away from winning this one and up 4 on the scoreboard, 22-18. It's Scott to serve again. Brown to Pickrell to Evans. And that one is off the block of Deja Lambert and out of bounds. That's going to be a point Wolfpack. 22-19 is the score. Wolfpack just trying to hang in there. Make Michigan at very least sweat a little bit as they try to chase after that magic 25 to take home the first set. It'll be Libero Gracer on the serve. It's Lambert to Welsh on the set. Back to Lambert on the other side of the court, and stuffed back. Michigan unable to put it back over onto the Wolfpack side. It was caught up in the net a little bit there. It looked like Welsh gave it a try. It looked like Lurg gave it a try, but unable to get it up and over. And we're back to a 2-point game, 22-20.
Wolfpack climbing back here quick.
Ray serving again. It's over. It's Lambert to Welsh. Going back to Lambert on that left side, and she goes cross court, but returned. Pickrell now on the set to Evans. And stuffed back and in off the block. It was a Deja Lambert.
Very nice block there, and that was very, very close to going out, but you know, a Deja Lambert once again with beautiful placement leading to the Wolverine point.
So 23-20 now in favor of Michigan. It'll be Jenna Lurg to serve for Libero. She puts it over. The set now from Pickrell. Back over to Julia Brown, who puts it off the block and out of bounds. Another kill there for Brown after a slow start. She's had a couple kills on her last 2 swings. And the score now 23-21 in favor of Michigan. It'll be Cassie Casper now serving for the Wolfpack. She hits it to Lambert. Now Welsh, she goes back set there to Wetterstum, who beautifully touches it over the top of the Wolfpack defense and down for the kill. Michigan now 1 point away from taking the first set. They're up 24-21.
Definitely a crucial spot here for Michigan. Really have to take a stranglehold on this match and not let it slip away.
It'll be Kylie Amaker trying to put it down. She serves. Pickrell has to chase the serve back towards the back row. The spike from Julie Brown is returned by Scott. And after a little bit of a commotion there, was a set from Welsh to Claire Kiefer Wright, who tried to go over the middle. I'm not sure if the Wolfpack got a hand on that one or if it hit the top of the net. Regardless, it landed on the Michigan side, so it'll be a point Wolfpack. Score goes to 24-22, and it seems like this match has been all about these 2-point leads for Michigan. Looks like it'll be Julia Brown there, looking to serve for the Wolfpack. Scott over passes, and down it goes. It was Bree Bailey. And that's going to cause Michigan to call a timeout. They scored 24-23 in favor of Michigan, and the Wolfpack all of a sudden looking to perhaps even win this set. It almost more of a defensive feel at first. The Wolfpack just try to hang in there. And now they look to be within striking distance, a couple points here, and really could swing this entire match back in their favor. We talk about momentum. Look at the Wolverines, we're in control. You mentioned maybe the Wolfpack making some early mistakes, a little off on the day. It is their second match of the day. They did beat Cincinnati handily earlier on, a 3-0 sweep.
And you know, I think another aspect of this game has been the Wolfpack coming strong out of timeouts. After the first timeout, they came out strong, but then, you know, a couple service errors here and there, a couple of not well-placed balls, and things didn't really go their way. But after that second timeout, they've really, really rebounded here, and we'll see if Michigan's able to use their timeout to get that same momentum back in their favor.
And Michigan just needs this first point out of the timeout here to win the set. Meanwhile, NC State has to rally off one to stay alive. They'll be sending that senior Julia Brown back to the line here. She has the ball. We are ready here for potentially be the last point of the first set. Brown serves. It's Scott on the return to Welsh. Quick for White on the slide, off the block and out of bounds. Point Michigan. Michigan wins this first set, 25-23.
That was very well played by Michigan at the end there. You could tell they were not about to let that slip out of their hands. They knew they played well the whole time and limited their mistakes. So, you know, congrats to the Wolverines for getting that done. But on the Wolfpack side, I think, you know, as we mentioned, a big aspect of this game has been the errors, and I think if they're able to cut back on those errors, especially with help from their coach, I think cutting back on those errors will give them a great chance to stay in all these games.
Yeah, you mentioned all the errors. So far, 8 service errors combined between the two teams. A bit of a rough start early on here. We'll see if that changes here in the second set. We have that little 3-minute break between sets, of course. So far in that first set, it was Deja Lambert leading the charge to the Wolverines with 4 kills. She tied actually with Corey Crocker, who had 4 of her own. Meanwhile, for the Wolfpack, it was Melissa Evans, the freshman, leading the way with 4 kills as well. Julia Brown and Caitlin Kearney, our other 2 starting front line mates there, each with 3 kills apiece.
And I think, and you know, like you were saying about Caitlin Kearney, I think a really nice stat there is the 0 errors. She's played a really clean game, and she's doing a great job for her team.
And Caitlin Kearney, 3 for 3 in her swing. And she does have a block already in this game. She has led North Carolina State for 3 years in blocks, 118, 149, and 129 blocks in the last 3 years. The senior out of Frisco, Texas, should be key here, as we saw Corey Crocker have some success up the middle for Michigan. Perhaps a bit unexpected against a blocking force like Caitlin Kearney. If NC State's going to have a chance of really climbing their back into this one, getting this second set in their favor, it's probably going to be that key matchup in the middle, Caitlin Kearney versus Corey Crocker. The problem when it comes to Michigan, though, is they've got hitters all across that front line. We mentioned Corey Crocker having a great game, Deja Lambert having a great game as well. She's all the way on the outside. You always got to watch out for her flying down either one of the sidelines.
And then, as we talked about earlier, Austin, talking about the Wolverines offense, they are now 7th in the nation with 14.87 kills per set, if I am correct. So they are doing a great job taking advantage of their chances and delivering those set wins.
And it looks like we're just under 30 seconds away here from the second set of action. Again, you're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan Volleyball. We've got this one for you tonight, as well as tomorrow's game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That one's on WCBNSports.org, as well as YouTube.com/WCBN Sports, and of course on the air on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Tune in for that one, as well as we have our football coverage tomorrow, the game against Air Force at noon. That'll also be on WCBNSports.org and YouTube.com/WCBNSports. The lineups are out for both teams here. To begin things here in set number 2, it'll be NC State to serve. Looks to be Cassie Casper walking back, just waiting for the go-ahead from our referees for the day. Our referees, Patty Rolfe is the first referee up in the chair. Paul Albright is down on the opposite sideline. The corner refs for the day are Dana Fuller and Steve Metzer. So ready to get underway here is Cassie Casper. Southpaw serves. It's returned by Lurg on her knees to Welsh, to Crocker over the middle, and down it goes. So just like the first set, Michigan goes right to Corey Crocker for the kill and puts Michigan up 1-0.
Wolverines wasting no time there, going straight into attack mode and striking the Wolfpack early.
It'll be Lurg back to serve for Michigan. She's going to serve it back near that back row. It's returnable. Pickrell now sets, and it is blocked. It was Caitlin Kearney trying to run a slide play, and Adasia Lambert and Claire Kiefer-Wright emphatically denied that one, put it back into the Wolfpack side of the court. Michigan's up 2-0. Lurg serves yet again here. Tough return, but returned. Pickrell around with a tough set there. A nice adjustment made by Kearney. And Michigan is able to go right back. A quick set from Welsh to Claire Kiefer-Wright. Almost like a half cross there. Off the right-handed Claire Kiefer-Wright. She went almost across to her right while facing left. Great athletic play there by Kiefer-Wright to give Michigan a 3-0 lead. So Lurg again to serve. This one is going to go well out though. A service error here gives NC State their first point of the second set. Score sits at 3-1. So it'll be Julia Brown now serving for the Wolfpack. Bounces a couple times, spins it in her hand. And now it's up and over. It'll be Adasia Lambert. Tough set for Mackenzie Walsh. She's able to get to Kiefer-Wright, but not able to put enough on it as NC State gets a chance to return here. And it's going to be number 5 there, Bree Bailey, putting it cross court from left to right, barely sneaking it in that sideline for NC State's second point. The score sits at 3-2. So Julia Brown back to serve again. She puts it up, and it's Lambert, but she is not able to return this one. This is going to bounce into the stands, and a service ace there from Julia Brown has this one tied up at 3 apiece.
Wolfpack rebounding quickly. It seemed like the Wolverines had all the momentum, but it's really shifted back in the Wolfpack's favor.
So Julia Brown again to serve. This one's returned by Scott on her knees to Welsh, to Lambert on the left side, and down it goes right in front of Julia Brown in the middle of the floor. And Michigan takes a 4-3 lead here in the second set. So now it will be Kylie Amaker here to serve for the Michigan Wolverines. Bounces the ball a couple times, now puts it up. And it will be returned by NC State. Pickrell with the set, back row set to Julia Brown. Is able to put it over, nice dig there. But unable to convert is Michigan. It was Scott on the nice dig, diving to her right. Welsh set up to Claire Kiefer-Wright for the slide, but Kiefer-Wright trying to tuck it just inside the Wolfpack net, put it on the wrong side of the net, and it went out on Michigan's side to tie things up 4-4.
Just a little too powerful there.
So it'll be Caitlin Kearney now to Lurg, Welsh, and a set now from Claire Kiefer-Wright. Didn't like the set from Welsh. It'll be Pickrell now, and that one looked almost like a lift there from NC State, and it's going to result in a point for NC State. Bit of a messed up play there. It was missed hits on both sides by both setters. Welsh set it a little bit too far away from the net from Kiefer-Wright, who set it over, and then it was Pickrell not quite able to get a good set for Lauren Terry here. Regardless, it was Caitlin Kearney serving again, and Adasia Lambert was stuffed on that one. It was Caitlin Kearney on the block. Adasia Lambert now puts it over to Brown. That one is stuffed back by the Wolverines. Pickrell, back row set to Brown. Adasia Lambert digs it out. Welsh now over the middle to Kiefer-Wright, who gets rejected, tries to keep it alive, but could not keep it on the court as that one goes out on the Wolverine side. Wolfpack lead by a score of 6-5. And to clarify on that last point, it looked like we had a net violation there from NC State, resulting in the point for Michigan and Adasia Lambert serving. It was NC State serving this time, though. It's going to be Scott on the attempt for the kill, and she puts it down. Grace Irvin there, the libero, unable to handle that one. Does not look happy about it. Thought it was one she should have and could have handled. Nonetheless, we'll go down as a kill for Carly Scott, and Claire Kiefer-Wright will go back to serve for Michigan. It'll be Irvin again, this time to Pickrell, and the spike is blocked, sent back by Crocker and Scott. Wolfpack will try again, this time it's Evans who's rejected. Michigan able to get a chance at this one, and it's put down. A lot of topspin on that one from Carly Scott. Adasia Lambert was the one who was able to dig that one out off of Evans' kill attempt.
I think something we've seen early is definitely Lambert's defense leading to extra chances for this Wolverines.
So Claire Kiefer-Wright serves again. It goes to Brown, to Pickrell. Now over to the right side there. It's going to be dug out by Lambert again. Welsh on the bump set, and Carly Scott to try to kill it from towards the back row is unable to. It'll be Wolfpack's chance, and they put it down. That was number 20, Lauren Terry, off the set from Pickrell. And it'll be Bree Bailey to serve with the score tied at 7 apiece. So Bailey puts it up and puts it out as that one goes long. Michigan's able to get a point on another service error. The score goes to 8-7 in favor of the Wolverines. And now Mackenzie Walsh serving.
That's a service error by the grad student Bree Bailey, who played both indoor and sand volleyball at ASU.
So Lee Welsh to serve. Return by the back row there of the Wolfpack, and the spike attempt by Julia Brown goes long, and no tip on the play. It looked like there might have been a tip from our vantage point up there, but the referees on the court ruled there was not, so the point will go to Michigan on a kill attempt that went long from Julia Brown, 9-7 in favor of Michigan. Welsh to serve again. This was dug out by Irvin to Pickrell, and it'll go back to Julia Brown, and she puts it down. An emphatic spike down there from Julia Brown. Mackenzie Walsh unable to handle it, and the score now 9-8 in favor of Michigan.
Another close set here between the two teams.
It'll be Grace Irvin back to serve. She runs up and serves it to Adasia Lambert. Passes to Welsh, and that was a clean look there for Wetterstrom. Beautifully designed play. Corey Crocker went up and given her effectiveness early on. The Wolfpack bit hard near the middle. Left a wide open lane cross court for Wetterstrom, and she did not disappoint. Put it down to give Michigan a 2-point lead. Now Carly Scott serves it to Brown. It'll be to Irvin. Now back to Brown, and she puts it over the top of the Wolverine block and in front of that back row. Unable to make the play there was Carly Scott making a diving attempt. And Wolfpack within one. And
the Wolfpack delivering their own campfire to the Wolverines defense there.
I think it's our new saying here. We're going to call that the volleyball campfire. Peter Monahan, his first volleyball call, making up whatever he feels like. Now the serve goes to Michigan. It'll be Scott to Welsh with the one-handed set to Corey Crocker, who puts it down once again. Corey Crocker does not disappoint. Her 6th kill here in the match puts Michigan ahead 11-9. It'll be Jenna Lurg now serving for the Maize and Blue. She puts it over. It's going to be Pickrell on the set, and the spike attempt there is going to go off of Carly Scott and out of bounds. That's a kill for Caitlin Kearney. Kearney effective with those slide plays over to the right side. She just missed one earlier on. Was able to get that one to result in a kill. The score now rather 11-10 in favor of Michigan. It'll be Julia Brown to serve. Scott diving dig there to Welsh, and then Lambert gets it blocked, and we get a chance there for the Wolfpack, who overpassed, but Claire Kiefer-Wright's unable to make him pay for it. A little bit of scrambling, and NC State has the ball on their side. It's going to be a free ball for Michigan. Scott, Welsh, Wetterstrom, and off the block. Scott again is going to return it to Welsh, this time to Lambert, and that one is going to be out of bounds off of NC State. Point Michigan. A heck of a rally there. There was a lot of chaos right in the middle, going back and forth on 1 and 2 hits. Wasn't sure who was able to gain clean possession of it. It ended up being Michigan, and they were able to get the point, 12-10. It'll be Amaker now to serve, and she puts it into the top of the net, right where the Michigan is printed on that top net. Michigan with the Nike logos. New tape this year on the Cliff King Arena net. And the score now 12-11. Another 1-point game here. Or rather 1-point set. Now the serve there from Becky Porter. Set from Welsh to Adasia Lambert, who puts it off the block and out of bounds for a Michigan point. 13-11. Another kill for Adasia Lambert, her 8th of this match.
I will say though, Austin, Wolfpack playing much better this set.
Lambert now serves. It's Brown to Pickrell. Tough set there. It was real close to the net. NC State gets it stuffed back. And are they able to recover? No, they're not, as that one went around the pole. It was a great attempt there by libero Grace Irvin. She was able to sprawl running away from the court and put it back near that Michigan side, but was unable to tuck it around the pole. Michigan now leads by 3. It will be Lambert to Irvin, Pickrell, and the swing there by Bree Bailey, unable to put down, returned by Lambert to Welsh, and then over to Carly Scott, who puts it down. Michigan starting to find a bit of a rhythm here, now up 15-11. We'll see if NC State head coach Linda Hampton-Keith thinks about using a timeout soon. Deja Lambert to Irvin, to Pickrell, and now Bree Bailey blocked but unable to be recovered from Claire Kiefer right there. It was kept on the Michigan side. She went for a sprawling attempt to try to keep it up, was unable to do so. NC State within 3.
Very close play there, not for a lack of hustle.
It'll be Kylie Pickrell to serve now. Scott to Welsh. Back to Scott, and it is blocked, but kept alive by Jenna Lurg. It'll go back to Welsh. She dumps it over, and a great play by Pickrell to keep it alive. It's Bailey to Brown. Now back over. Welsh dumps it over yet again. Now it'll be Bree Bailey with a chance to swing, and she puts it into the net. A little bit of chaos there. Mackenzie Welsh, knowing she didn't quite have her players in the right positions, dumped it over twice on that rally. Definitely, and it ended up paying off. Michigan got the point.
Definitely 2 surprising plays there. I don't think either of us really saw that coming.
So Claire Kiefer right now serving with a 4-point lead. It'll be Brown to Irvin. Now swinging is Evans. The lefty puts it down on the line. Right down that left sideline did the left-hander Evans. That one is Evans' 5th kill of the match, and now it's a 3-point game. It'll be Bailey now back to serve. Bailey serves, and it's off of Adasia Lambert and out of bounds. That's going to be a service ace in favor of the Wolfpack, their 3rd of the day. Now back within 2, 16-14. It's still Bailey serving. And Lambert once again has trouble returning it, but it's going to be went over and got by Lurg, who then results in a free ball being put over for NC State, and they do not disappoint. It was Lauren Terry putting it down. Michigan unable to return this serve from Bree Bailey effectively, and now it's a 1-point game. Bailey will serve again, but she puts it into the net this time. Service error gives Michigan a point, and stretches the lead back out to 2, 17-15.
And that's a common theme this game, Austin, like we've been talking about. The Wolfpack showing some heart, battling back, and then something like a service error sets them apart again. So it's been really a tale of 2 sets here. The first one being full of errors, and now this one they've been playing hard, but still unable to catch the Wolverines.
But a brief moment as the referees sort out substitutions. It'll be Mackenzie Welsh serving for Michigan. She tosses up and the jump serve. This is returnable here. It'll be Pickrell over to Brown, and a dig by Lurg puts it back over on NC State side. Pickrell to Irvin. This time it's going to be Evans, and she is stuffed by Corey Crocker and Carly Scott on the left side of Michigan's side of the floor. And Michigan now takes a 3-point lead, 18-15. And that play was really made there by libero Jenna Lurg as we get a timeout. NC State. A diving dig off to her right on what was an emphatic kill attempt from Julia Brown. That is why Jenna Lurg is back there. She had 560 digs last season, 4th in Michigan program history in any one season.
Wow, very impressive.
And also holds the Michigan NCAA tourney record with 30 digs in one match, in which she did that twice in each of her first 2 years on campus.
I think that's just one factor that shows how hard the Wolverines are to beat. I mean, even if you play pretty much error-free, those digs really come in handy for the Wolverine defense, and they're able to send it right back over the net.
And obviously it's Jenna Lurg really anchoring the defense for Michigan, but we We've seen already today Adasia Lambert, aside from a couple tough serves she was unable to handle, she's been very effective when she's in the back row returning serves, as well as Carly Scott for the most point as well. So Michigan here with a 3-point lead, looking to take a commanding 2-0 sets lead over NC State if they can do so. They're back on the court now as the timeout time has expired. See what NC State does out of the timeout. Last time I believe they came out with a slide to Caitlin Kearney, who's had success. Kearney not on the floor right now, not her turn in that rotation. They do have, of course, Julia Brown and Melissa Evans on the floor, the senior freshman combo. So there's Lauren Terry up the middle. Be Welsh to serve. To be Irvin to Pickrell, and now Brown's gonna get a chance, and she's not able to put it down. Nice dig there by Scott, and this time it's Sydney Witterstrom trying to put it down, but stuffed by the legs of Lauren Terry, and it looked like it was Julia Brown over on the left side of the NC State defense.
This is a tight game here. We'll see if the Wolfpack's able to take the lead late.
So 18-16 Michigan. It'll be Grace serving the libero for the Wolfpack to serve. She puts it up and over. It'll be Adasia Lambert to Mackenzie Walsh. She puts it up. It's going to be Wetterstrom getting another chance. She puts it just out on the sideline. Did not miss by much going cross court from left to right, but it was a miss according to our line judge. And now a 1-point game here. Grace serving for NC State with a chance to tie it up. Serve goes to Lambert. Over to Walsh. She puts it to Scott. Scott off the tip and not able to be returned. Okay, there was barely a tip there that may have affected Grace Irvin trying to dig that kill attempt. Regardless, it landed on the NC State side and Michigan back up by 2.
You can definitely see the frustration on her face when her team's not able to get the ball there.
And Carly Scott now serving. It'll be Julia Brown. So Pickrell and back to Brown with a touch shot, and in the net was number 16, Corey Crocker, I believe. Corey Crocker and Sydney Wetterstrom are both over on that side. Whoever it was on, it is a point for NC State. The score 19-18. We're back within 1. Looks like it was called on Corey Crocker. The serve here from NC State goes out off the hand of Cassie Casper. And now Michigan 5 points away from taking set number 2. The score 20-18. And it'll be Jenna Lurg back to serve. Lurg serves. It will be Casper to Pickrell, and a back row set for Julia Brown. Adasia Lambert able to put it back over. And after a bit of a scramble there, a great dig by Lurg. And a touch shot from Adasia Lambert. Michigan's getting a free ball here after a bit of chaos. Lurg to Welsh, back row. It's Carly Scott from the back row yet again. I have to say, Carly Scott, the topspin she gets on those back row kill attempts is just something to behold.
And it's that diving dig that really sets the whole play up. Excellent D again by Michigan.
It was Jenna Lurg who made that dig, and she's serving here with a 3-point lead. It's Casper to Pickrell to Julia Brown, and unable to be dug out that time by Carly Scott. That's a kill for Julia Brown, her 7th of the match, and the score now 21-19.
Another tight end of the set here.
This one a little more competitive throughout the match. Last time we saw Michigan pull out and NC State get back into it. This one's just been tight pretty much throughout, aside from an occasional spurt from each side. It'll be the senior Julia Brown now with the set, or with the serve rather. Scott to Welsh, back set. It's Wetterstrom with the touch shot, but she goes into the net when she tried to put it over. A net violation that gives the point to NC State, and it is a 1-point game, 21-20. That's going to result in a timeout from head coach Mark Rosen. Michigan, their first called timeout of this set.
Yeah, I think a big factor in the end of the game here. Not a lot of errors by both sides. Both really clean games right now. Strong defense for the most part. I think it's either going to be an error or some momentum swing that's going to allow a team to pull away here. I think it's 21-20. It's a little too close to say who has like the real momentum, who's got a real control of this game. But I think neither team's really given up here. I think both of them can kind of smell a winning set here.
Yeah, you mentioned that magic M word, momentum. In that first set, we saw those swings back and forth, each team making a run. This set, no team really able to take control of that momentum. It's gone back and forth pretty much all set long, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. And unlike most of the timeouts today, it's NC State out first onto the court. Feeling good about their chances evidently here in the second set, only down by 1, trying to avoid falling behind 2-0 on Michigan's home floor here in the Michigan Invitational. Michigan now out back on the court as well. It'll be Julia Brown serving for NC State. She gets the okay. Spins the ball, holds it out in front of her. Now tosses and serves. It's Lambert now. Over to Welsh, back to Lambert, and blocked! It was the setter, Kylie Pickrell, and the middle blocker, Caitlin Kearney. There was that name that we talked about earlier. All she does is block, and that block ties things up here in the second set, 21-21. There's a brief pause here. It'll be Julia Brown to serve here in this tie ball game. This time it's dug out by Scott to Welsh. Deja Lambert unable to handle the set too close. Michigan still has it. Welsh now over to Claire Kiefer Wright. Dug out by Irvin to Pickrell. And now over the middle, it's Kearney. But we have a net violation on NC State. Kearney hit the net when she went for the kill. Michigan now ahead by 1, 22-21.
Michigan barely holding on to the lead here, but about to serve.
Now the serve from Michigan goes out. It was Kaylee Amaker coming in. And once again, we're tied up, this time 22-22. Looks to be setting up for a very exciting finish to this set. Looks to be Becky Porter now back, or is that Emily Harris actually, for the serve for NC State. Returned by Scott to Welsh to Lambert on the left side. Tries to go cross court, but misses out. That's going to be a point for the Wolfpack, and they're up 23-22 now. Their first lead since it was back 7-6 all the way back at the beginning of this second set. They did not lead at all in the first set. And that's going to cause a timeout being called by Mark Rosen and the Michigan Wolverines.
And I think you can really see it in the emotions in the faces of both teams. I think the Wolfpack really, really believe that this set is theirs, that they earned this winning set, and they can taste victory. The Wolverines are a little bit tired, not necessarily shaken, but I don't know if the Wolverines really expected the Wolfpack to come out this strongly in the second set after making so many errors.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier in that first set there were 8 service errors combined by both teams, only 6 so far in this set. Still have time to go to catch up to that, but it just feels a lot less sloppy. Earlier in the first set, it seemed like we had a lot of service errors bunched together, and in between service errors were missed hits maybe. Just didn't quite look as crisp. Both teams finding their footing here in this second set. Made for it very competitive, very fun to watch, very fun to call.
Exactly. I think the atmosphere is another big part of it. What a great crowd here.
Great crowd. We have the Michigan Pep Band here today as well, as you probably heard in the background. As we're ready to resume play here, NC State up 23-22, and serving it'll be Emily Harris, the senior out of Southlake, Texas. She bounces, now serves. And that's Lurg to Welsh, who dumps it over, and it's returned back to Michigan side. It's Welsh now to Lurg this time, and now Deja Lambert with a touch, and down it goes! A pancake attempt there by a couple of NC State Wolfpack players. It looked like it was Cassie Casper and Bree Bailey tried to get there, but could not. Beautiful touch shot there by Deja Lambert for another kill, and this thing's tied up at 23.
And that's going to be a campfire on the Wolfpack defense.
23-23 now. Deja Lambert serves off the net there. It'll be Pickrell on the set, and down it goes. Bree Bailey from the left side swings with that right hand and puts it not quite cross court, puts it pretty much right down Main Street. And now NC State with a chance to take this second set. They're up 24-23.
Crucial serve here.
It'll be Kylie Pickrell now, the setter, with the serve. It's Deja Lambert to Welsh. Now Claire Kiefer Wright with the slide, puts it down across court, right down the middle. And now it's 24-24.
You can tell Claire Kiefer-Wright was not about to lose that set, putting the team on her back for a nice strike there.
She's going to put her team on her back end as she's the one serving. She serves over. It's Irvin to Pickrell. And now Evans trying to put it down. Lambert with the dig to Crocker. And now the Scott. And that one's dug out by NC State. It'll be Irvin now. Back row set. Not able to be put down by Kylie Pickrell. And it looks like a net violation. No, it did not even touch a Michigan player. Instead, it hit the net, came back on NC State's side. So that's 4 hits and a point for Michigan. Now 25-24. Michigan with a chance to take this second set. Claire Kiefer-Wright serving yet again. It's Irvin. Possible overpass, and Carly Scott puts it down! Emphatic end to set number 2 here from Carly Scott and the Michigan Wolverines. They will take a 2-0 set lead into the locker room.
Wow, I mean, what an impressive set by both teams. But at the end, when both teams really needed it most, I think the play to step up was Claire Kiefer-Wright with the emphatic strike and then a great job serving. Really set the team up in a great position to be able to get that last point and win the set.
Yeah, Michigan did go down by that point there. It was 24-23. It looked on the verge of losing it before. Like you said, reeling off those 3 straight, fueled by that beautiful slide play from Claire Kiefer-Wright. Just a slide off to the right, went right around the great set there by Mackenzie Welsh. And just brilliant job there by Claire Kiefer-Wright putting it down. And as you mentioned, the serves. She was serving right at NC State's libero, Grace Irvin, who did make some nice returns, but Michigan was able to come up with a couple of key digs. And that really was the difference. So we're going to leave you with a slight break here as we switch over our commentary teams a little bit, I think. But for right now, Michigan leads NC State by a score of 2-0. We'll be back in about 5 minutes here. For now, you can enjoy the sounds of Cliff Keen Arena.
Welcome back to this edition of WCBN Student Sports Radio, live from Cliff Keen Arena. I'm Evan Osterly alongside Peter Monahan. We'll be taking you the rest of the way in this match between number 21 Michigan and unranked NC State. Michigan took the first two sets, 25-23 and 26-24, both close at the end. Got a few minutes until the start of the third set. Peter, what did you see in those last plays of a thrilling second set?
Well, I definitely saw a lot of heart on both sides. Both teams really wanted it. I don't think, the loss of a set to the Wolfpack, I don't think that was because they gave up in any way, or, I think they put the hard work in, but it seemed like the Wolverines were just a little bit too good for them at the end there. And, an excellent point that was pointed out to us during the broadcast is that it does look like Abby Cole is in the audience today, and she is a University of Michigan alum.
Two-time All-American in 2015 and 2016. The most recent All-American. And she was middle blocker for the Wolverine team.
Yeah, she's definitely Wolverine royalty in the crowd tonight. We're definitely very excited to have her here, and I'm sure she is thrilled to see her Wolverines with an albeit two close sets up 2-0 on the Wolfpack.
And she's here alongside fiance Austin Hatch, a former member of the Michigan Wolverines basketball team.
Well, as we look into this third set coming up, I think if you're the Wolfpack, I think it's really, really hard. I think it's really hard to change anything right now. You played very well, limited the errors, and I think at the end the Wolverines were just a little bit too good. I think that's one of the reasons why they're ranked 21 in the nation. It's just that ability to finish off teams late in sets. If you're the Wolverines, I'm not sure as much you can do a little better. Maybe cut back a little bit on the errors. But I think overall, both teams playing hard. Wolfpack not making it easy in the slightest for the Wolverines. Wolverines had to win both sets by 2. And they're up 2-0, so they have a commanding lead on this game. And Wolverines look to win this third set and close it out. We'll see if they can do that. It looks like we got just about a minute until we start play again.
20 digs to 16 for the Wolverines in the first two sets. It's been close, but some of the difference makers for the Wolverines, Corey Crocker has been a force at the net. Jenna Lurg has been everywhere. Adasia Lambert with a bunch of kills in those first couple sets. And for NC State, it's been Julia Brown, who's had a really solid performance. She has 7 kills leading NC State. Again, Adasia Lambert with 9 for the Wolverines. Carly Scott 8. Corey Crocker 6.
Yeah, I think another key player in this game, a real impact player, is Carly Scott. She's got 9 points, 8 kills. She has an assist, 6 digs, and no errors for the Wolverines right now. She is playing great, and she is one of the key leaders for this Wolverine team.
Just about ready to get started with this third set here. Starters for Michigan are Mackenzie Welsh, Adasia Lambert, Sydney Wetterstrom, Corey Crocker, Carly Scott, and the libero Jenna Lurg. And for NC State, Bree Bailey, Cassie Casper, Julia Brown, Caitlin Kearney, Tenny Sopatin, and Grace Irvin. And it's going to be Carly Scott serving for the Wolverines. Hits it in, and Brown with this, and Pickrell now with the set, blocked at the net by the Wolverines, and great touch by Corey Crocker, and it's 1-0 early Michigan.
Great touch. It was a nice block. Wolfpack able to recover, but Wolverines played smart at the end, get the first point of the set. It's a common theme for the Wolverines so far.
Scott with the serve, and a good set there. Pickrell sets it up for Bailey, and Lurg can't keep it in play. 1-1 now. It's going to be Caitlin Kearney for the Wolfpack. Starts it with the jump serve, and Lurg sets it up. Welsh sets up a big hit from Scott, but it's blocked back. Welsh now again. This time it's Wetterstrom, and that one is blocked by Bree Bailey. Wolfpack lead 2-1. Caitlin Kearney to serve once again.
Well, Cassie Casper really took a hit on that. Wolfpack won it, but she really took the brunt force of that shot. Wow.
That was actually Tenny Sopiton, her first action of the game on that block. Kearney with the serve, out of bounds. It's 2-2, and Jenna Lurg to serve for the Wolverines. We didn't see Tenny Sopiton in the first 2 sets, but already making an impact for the Wolfpack.
Definitely clear they're trying to make some kind of change to energize this team and to get control of this game.
Lurg to serve, and Brown hits it first. Over to Pickrell, who sets up Bailey, but she hits it into the net. 3-2 Michigan. Lurg getting ready. Jump serve, puts it in play. Brown digs it up. Pickrell and Bree Bailey with a great spike right there, just inside the back line to tie it up for the Wolfpack.
Another tight start to this set, 3-3.
Pickrell serves it in. Lambert to Welsh, over to Kiefer Wright, and NC State didn't think the point was over, but it was. 4-3 Michigan.
Wow, and then there's Claire Kiefer Wright bringing some of that passion and energy she had the last set to this set. Another point for the Wolverines.
And the freshman Natalie Smith to serve. Bailey gets it over to Irvin, and it's blocked to the net by Kiefer Wright. And another point for Tenny Sopiton. Wolverines had chances there, and that's going to be Wolverines' point as Sopiton was touching the net. Excuse me, Kyrie Pickrell was touching the net, so Natalie Smith to serve again. She puts it in play, hit by Irvin to Pickrell, Bree Bailey, and another point for Bailey as Smith could not keep that one in. Now Bailey to serve for the Wolfpack. They trail 5-4 in this third set. Bailey puts it in play. Smith gets it. Welsh setting up Lambert, and just wide. It'll be point to the Wolfpack. Lambert had a look at it.
And that's looks like that's going to be
again Michigan point as NC State was touching the net. Got to be frustrating for the Wolfpack, winning points but having net violations.
Definitely, I think, especially in this last set, which is a must-win for the Wolfpack. You got to stay focused. You cannot let yourself fall prey to errors like that.
That was Tenny Sopiton again on the violation. So Lambert puts it in play. Brown with the first hit. And back to Brown, and what a hit right there into the stands as Lambert could not handle that one. The set by Mackenzie Kookmanner.
You can definitely see the hustle by the Wolverines by number 8 and freshman Natalie Smith running into the stands to try to get a hold of that ball.
And the libero Grace Irvin to serve for the Wolfpack. Scott returns it. Welsh to Kiefer Wright with the big spike, but it is out of bounds. Michigan point.
Wow, a very, very high return there. Almost kissed the top of the ceiling there at Cliff Keen Arena, but it does fall back down to the court, and the Wolverines are serving.
Kiefer Wright to serve. That one hit by Kookmanner. And Brown puts it away with a spike. 7-6 Michigan now. Julia Brown has been all over the place for the Wolfpack. That's her 10th kill of the game.
And neither team really able to separate themselves in any way from the other. A very, very tight third match here. Again, like we said, a must-win for the Wolfpack.
Mackenzie Kookmanner to serve now. She puts it in. Lambert with the first touch. Welsh. And that's Scott with the spike. Point to Michigan as NC State could not get that one back in play. And now to serve for the Wolverines, it is Mackenzie Welsh. She's been active at the net as a setter.
And Carly Scott playing well, a big factor in this Michigan lead.
Welsh with a good hit. First hit by Brown, now Pickrell. And blocked at the net by the Wolverines. And that is going to be the Wolverines' point as they block the spike from Caitlin Kearney.
Although it looks like Carly Scott might have been hurt on that play. As you saw her wince in pain, and looks like she might be limping a tiny bit. She looks like she's okay. Looks like she's going to stay in the game, but I would keep an eye on Carly Scott for the rest of the set.
Welsh with a good serve to Irvin, to Pickrell, and Julia Brown once again. Kill number 11 for her. Excuse me, number 10, her last one. Call off because of a net violation, and she will serve now. If Scott is injured, it would be a big loss for the Wolverines. Brown puts it in. Lambert with the bump. And Scott's blocked by Bree Bailey. Brown now to serve.
Wolfpack only down 1 here.
Brown puts it in. Lambert again with the dig. Welsh blocked at the net here. Welsh another set. And the touch by Scott, but it's kept alive. Here's Irvin up to Bree Bailey. Kept alive by Berg. Pickrell over. Michigan keeps it alive. Another block by NC State, but this one is out. Point Michigan. A long rally there, and it was Sydney Wetterstrom who got that block to win the point.
Very nice play there. Wolverines up 2. I think Wolverines fans should be pleased right now, but the set's far from over.
Scott serves it in, and Lambert right at the net to block that one right down, and there was nothing that Grace Irvin could do to keep it alive.
Lambert's definitely been the leader of a bunch of runs by the Wolverines today, whether it be by her defense or some strong strikes. She is really an energizer for this Wolverines team.
Scott with a good serve, first touch by Brown, and Bree Bailey was in the area, but a little bit wild from Julia Brown right there. 12-8 Wolverines, and they are on a bit of a run here. Timeout NC State.
And looks like NC State's going to go back to what they've done, all day today. They're using that timeout to get a little bit of energy back in the squad. Maybe take a breath a little bit. Focus on the game. Don't get too caught up in the moment by the fact that they're down 2-0. And I think it's really worked for them so far. And if you're a Wolfpack fan, you're hoping your team can go on a quick run here, maybe tie it up. You do not want this game getting too far out of hand. Michigan up 4. They're almost about halfway there to the 25 they need, that magic number that we've talked about all day. And currently 13 points away from that third set and the win here today.
3-0 run for the Wolverines. They're in good shape right now if they can keep this momentum going. Julia Brown has done her best for NC State with 10 kills, but you look at Deja Lambert, 11 kills. Carly Scott, 10 kills. Corey Crocker, 7 kills. Just too much for the Wolverines. Even Claire Kiefer-Wright with 5 kills getting involved, and there's just nowhere for NC State to go with the ball.
Carly Scott about to serve, still out there despite being a little shaken up earlier in the set.
Scott getting ready to put it in play. And that is out, so point to NC State as Scott can't keep the serve down. It's going to be Caitlin Kearney for the Wolfpack serving right here. She puts it in, first touch by Scott. Welsh sets up with Lambert. That one's blocked at the net. Welsh again. This time it's Corey Crocker, and it was tipped, but still Michigan point. 13-9.
Very well played there, and that's going to allow the Wolverines to maintain that solid distance, that 4-point distance between the two teams.
Jenna Lurg to serve now. She puts it in. Julia Brown with the dig, and a great put away right there on the spike by Tenny Sabaton from the set by Kylie Pickrell. A big point for North Carolina State.
Tenny Sabaton's definitely been a big factor in this third set.
Pickrell serving. Lambert gets that one. And the set from Welsh up to Kiefer Wright. She spikes that one, and back to a 4-point lead for the Wolverines.
I mean, how much can we say about Claire Kiefer Wright today? She's been extremely powerful, smart with the ball. She as well as Carly Scott have been a huge factor in this Wolverine 2-0 set lead.
And a big shot right there on the spike from Melissa Evans for North Carolina State. It was Wetterstrom serving for the Wolverines on that last point, and it'll be Bree Bailey here for North Carolina State. Bailey into the net and back to the Wolverines. And NC State can't afford that right now at all.
Definitely not. You know, as we keep moving up, they are maintaining that 4-point distance. They're not falling behind, but they're not gaining any ground either, which is something that they really, really need to be looking to do.
Lambert, the dig by Julia Brown to Irvin, back to Brown. Now Carly Scott off the set, saved by Pickerel. Julia Brown going for it again, and she gets Claire Kiefer Wright too high, can't get it down. Point North Carolina State.
Something interesting there on the side there, Carly Scott with the slam, but not as powerful as early on. Whether it's, you know, maybe the fact that she was shaken up or just a little bit tired late in the third set, we're not sure, but not as strong as before.
Irvin to serve, Scott with the dig. Welsh sets up Scott, and that is in just inside the corner as Carly Scott extends the lead. 16-12 Wolverines, and Kiefer Wright's going to serve right here.
Yeah, Carly Scott making me eat my words there. Very nice strike in the corner. Well placed.
Kill number 11 for her. Kiefer Wright puts it in just deep. Point North Carolina State. And substituting into serve for the Wolfpack is Cassie Casper. Casper puts it in. It's Lambert with the first touch. Welsh with the block, and point Michigan. What a move right there by Mackenzie Welsh to get right in front of the spike attempt, and now she'll serve for the Wolverines.
Great block there. I don't think the Wolfpack really saw her coming underneath the net there. She just made a quick pop-up, and she was able to block it.
Welsh's serve, a good one, but Julia Brown controls it. Pickrell to Brown, and a violation right there. 18-13 now Wolverines. Welsh to serve again.
This is the time the Wolfpack really needs to get together and get some points quick.
Irvin puts up Welsh's serve, and Brown with the spike into the Wolverines blockers, goes out. Point North Carolina State.
Yeah, nice block there by the Wolverines, but you know, too strong on the slant, and it goes out of bounds. Wolfpack here.
Brown to serve here. Lambert the first. Wells to set. Good touch by Scott, but not good enough. Bree Bailey, and that block is just out by Corey Crocker. Point North Carolina State. They've cut the lead to 3. Julia Brown to serve once again here.
And that's 2 in a row. Nice blocks by the Wolverines, but too powerful by the Wolfpack. Both balls going out of bounds. And that's 2 straight points for the Wolfpack.
Trying to clean up the court right now. NC State feels it's a little slippery on their side. That's Kylie Pickrell trying to get her area cleaned up. Now Brown to serve again, trailing by 3. Crucial moment right here for the Wolfpack. Brown with the jump serve, hits the net, and a bit of luck right there for the Wolfpack as Lambert couldn't get to it in time as it fell just in front of her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much the Wolverines could have done about that. Just a tip off the net, like you said. Lucky break for the Wolfpack.
Here's Julia Brown once again. She puts it in. Lambert digs this one. Welsh up for Westerstrom, but Irvin gets it to Pickrell. And Caitlin Kearney puts that one away with the spike. Timeout Michigan, a 4-0 run for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, this is definitely a needed timeout by Michigan. Not sure what really started, but the momentum has definitely swung back to the Wolfpack. They're really in control here. 4 straight points. It's only a 1-point game. You can tell the Wolfpack just want it really, really bad. We'll see what Michigan can do in this timeout. Hopefully they can maintain their composure, stay focused, and not get too caught up in the moment. They're very close to winning, but you got to finish the game to win. You can't come this far and then let the Wolfpack take control. It's still anyone's game.
Bree Bailey helping lead this late push for the Wolfpack. She's up to 9 kills on the day.
And as we talked about it before, Carly Scott with a great game, 13 points, 11 kills, an assist, and 7 digs. She's been all over the place today. We noticed her shaking up a tiny bit. We hope she's okay. It seems like she'll be fine, but Carly Scott, a big leader on this Michigan team, along with Claire Kiefer-Wright. Both those girls have been factors tonight, and they put Michigan Wolverines in a great position to come home with a win.
One of the big keys for North Carolina State keeping them in this is their 7 blocks. The Wolverines have 6, but not quite as big of a factor for them. Julia Brown getting ready to serve again. They've won 3 straight points on her serve as part of a 4-0 run. Here is Brown. She serves it in. Lambert with the dig. Welsh setting up Carly Scott, and the run is now over as Scott puts it away.
That was very well played by Scott there. Wolfpack not able to corral that ball, and it goes out of bounds. 2-point game.
Carly Scott getting ready to serve. She does. Kylie Pickerel setting up Bailey, and a good spike right there, unable to block it at the net. Point to NC State, and we're going to have another close finish to this set.
Man, a 1-point game here. Magic number 25 really closing in both teams. You can tell they want it.
Kearney puts it in. Scott with the first touch. Welsh up to Lambert, and unlucky as it bounces back to NC State's side, but Julia Brown into Carly Scott. Welsh sets up Crocker, and point Michigan. Corey Crocker finally finishes a long point.
Man, not able to corral there. It seemed like the Wolfpack had a chance to do a nice dig there, but it looks like it hit the hand in the wrong way. Didn't quite get a handle on it. It goes to the ground. 2-point game Michigan here. Only need 5 for the win.
Kill number 9 for Crocker. She'll head to the bench for Kiefer-Wright. Berg serving. And Bree Bailey can't finish that spike. Set up by Pickrell. The fake by Sobton. Point Michigan. And NC State calling a timeout now. They're feeling this one slip away a little bit. 21-18 Michigan.
Yeah, this is definitely the last-ditch effort for the Wolfpack. They're going to the timeout again. I'm not sure what the plan is right now. I think, as before, just getting a little bit of rest, doing their best to not fall too far behind. If they can get 3 quick points here, something we've seen them do all night tonight, they can tie this game up, possibly get in control. And if they win this set, they put themselves in a good position to come back. However, if they fall behind even a point or two, it's not looking great for the Wolfpack. And, Evan, like you said, it's 21-18. Only 4 points left for the Michigan Wolverines until they get the win.
NC State taking on all 3 of their games in the Michigan Challenge today, winning 2 earlier against Cincinnati and Milwaukee. They're now 4-5 on the season with 4 straight wins after an 0-5 start. The Wolverines will take on 2 more games of the Challenge tomorrow. This is their first. They'll play Milwaukee tomorrow morning before taking on Cincinnati tomorrow night at 7:30. We will have the call of that Cincinnati game.
And like we said, we'll also have the Michigan football and Air Force game. That'll be a great game that WCBN Sports will be broadcasting as well. And like we said, that's a noon kickoff.
So Jenna Lurg to serve with a 21-18 lead. She puts it in. The dig by Brown. Pickrell setting up Bree Bailey. That is out. 22-18. Oh, excuse me, off the Wolverines. 21-19 as the Wolfpack still staying alive. It's going to be Kylie Pickrell on the serve for the Wolfpack.
That's what the Wolfpack needed. Let's see if they can continue.
Pickrell puts it in. Kylie Scott the first hit. Welsh setting up Lambert, but it's blocked. Now Lurg back to Walsh, setting up Lambert again. This time a touch shot. Hit up by Pickrell to Irvin. Julie Brown has to just set it over. Now Lurg setting up Lambert. She hits it, and unable to corral that one was Melissa Evans. 22-19 Wolverines.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Lambert. She didn't quite get the shot she wanted on the first one, but the ball's able to come back her way on the side again, and she delivers the second time. 3-point lead for the Wolverines. 3 points left until they get that W.
Natalie Smith in to serve for the Wolverines. Throwing in the freshman at a crucial time. Coach Mark Rosen clearly with faith. Smith serve, a good one, hit by Irvin. Now set up by Pickrell for Bree Bailey. But Smith gets it to Welsh. Over for the setup, and Carly Scott with the touch right there. 23-19 Wolverines, and they're on the brink.
And that's going to be a campfire on the Wolfpack defense. Very well played by the Wolverines. I love to see that. Just great volleyball right there. It's 23-19. Evan, like you said, 2 more points. Only 2 more points Wolverines need.
Smith with the serve in. Bree Bailey digs it out. Pickrell sets up Tenny Sopitan with that spike. And the Wolfpack hanging on by a thread here. Bree Bailey to serve, trailing by 3 late.
I would say it's safe to say the Wolfpack cannot give up this serve.
Bailey jumps into it. Dug out by Lurg. Welsh up to Lambert. Just kept alive. And it's just deep on the set from Mackenzie Welsh.
Wow, and Evan, that close on the back end there. That close, wow.
Just inches away from a game point, match point. Here's Bailey again now, trailing by just 2. Bailey puts it in deep, and a huge miss by Bree Bailey right there. Match point for the Wolverines, actually triple match point for the Wolverines. It'll be a Deja Lambert on the serve for the match right here.
That is not what you wanted for the Wolfpack.
Lambert puts it in, off the net, scooped out by Irvin. Up and hanging on by a thread, Melissa Evans with another spike. She gets to kill her 7th of the day. So now libero Grace Irvin serving to keep the Wolfpack alive. They need to win the next 3 points on her serve to keep this match going. Irvin puts it up. Scott with the dig. Walsh, Claire Kiefer Wright hits it, and that is it. Claire Kiefer Wright ends it for the Wolverines. Michigan wins 25-23, 26-24, 25-22.
Yeah, that was a great play by Claire Kiefer Wright. A common theme tonight. Claire played a great game. She seemed to energize her team late in the sets. Really, really impressive tonight. Another player very impressive. Carly Scott definitely was a factor to help lead this team to the victory. 3-0 set win, very impressive. The NC State Wildcats, they're no slouch of a team. Played hard all night, and the Wolverines definitely earned all 3 sets.
So for NC State, they're done with the Michigan Challenge. They go 2-1. Julia Brown with 12 kills, Bree Bailey with 11. But for the Wolverines, it was Carly Scott and Nadeja Lambert leading the way with 13 and 12 kills, respectively. NC State falls to 4-6 on the season. The 21st ranked Wolverines move to 8-2. We will see you tomorrow at noon for the Air Force game between number 7 Michigan football and Air Force, and then again tomorrow night at 7:30, Michigan takes on Cincinnati in the final game of the Michigan Challenge. We'll be broadcasting that game live on air here in Ann Arbor on 88.3 WCBN FM.
And let's not forget, starting at 7, we'll have a pregame for the 7:30 game. Be sure to tune in and listen to that. We're really excited, and we'll be talking more about this game then. So, come check us out again.
For Peter Monahan and Austin Falco, I'm Evan Osterly. This has been a volleyball broadcast edition of WCBN Student Sports Radio. Good night and go blue.